So, rookie, the Wasteland is a dangerous place for the uninitiated. Choose a setting if you consider yourself a novice, a tenderfoot, or if this is, in fact, your first barbecue. Seasoned. If you've had some experience in the waste or place like it, and you know which end of the messing cannon to point at the enemy, setting for you. Ranger, if you've been around the block a few times and think you've whipped your weight in Gila monitors, and you think whipping your weight in Gila monitors counts as light exercise, this is probably the setting you want. Supreme Jerk, you've already been a hero to Wasteland, and have been known to make raiders pee themselves just by looking at them. This is your setting, but don't say we didn't warn you. We'll go with normal. That guy here does look well of his facial hair. Oh, Chris Alvone? Don't know how to say that name. But I've seen him pop up in a ton of different things. Very well known gaming writer. There are only two things necessary for the triumph of evil. The only thing necessary is that good men do nothing. General Vargas.
What comes after the end? I don't know. Neither did they. They were just an Army engineer battalion, constructing roads and bridges deep in the middle of the Arizona nowhere. They didn't know why Armageddon had come. They'd heard radio chatter about an attack on some space-based missile platform. But who had attacked it, or why? No one knew. What they did know is that the politicians and the generals had finally ended the world. Now, everything was gone. They took over a federal prison for a fort, kicked out the convicts, got busy starting from scratch. Maybe it was an act of mercy. Maybe they figured that the prisoners would die out in the harsh new world. Whichever, it came back to bite the engineers in the ass. Cultists, criminals, cannibals. They've been living with the fallout ever since. Good people had survived too, called for help in the night. And those engineers, those common soldiers, could not stand by and see them die. So they came out of their fort, and they helped the survivors defend their homes. And for that, they earned a new name, a proud name, the Desert Rangers. Now, Rangers, I know at times it seems our cause is hopeless. And I know it's hard to say goodbye to a brother in arms. But I want you to know something else. That no Ranger who dies in the line of duty will ever be forgotten. Nor will he have ever died in vain or unavenged. Thank you, recruits.
A new name, a proud name. That's just so hype. A stiff-bearded older man wearing a hard-worn ranger uniform and a battered old cowboy hat. General Vargas walks with a cane, but he's not helpless. He wears a pearl-handled revolver on his hip. That's little notches on the barrel. I wonder if they got like actors for that, or was that, you know, the dev staff in that scene? Because they looked like actual actors rather than immense, you know, CGI work, you know? That actually does remind me. There's games before, I'm not sure what people call them, green screens. Like, there's a genre to it. I cannot remember what they're called. There was a brief resurgence of them, or a few games of that genre that came back, but I don't. I remember the game's name either. But where they would have actual actors, but with the like game's environments like green screened behind them. There was some charm to that, I'd say. It's some detective game I remember seeing, but its name escapes me. Then there's another one, a detective game where it is all actual actors and it's recorded in some like English village. Remember seeing that? No green screen. It's just like, you know, looks just like it's recorded in the actual house. You know.
I appreciate you coming to Captain Ace's retirement party when you hardly knew the man. Appropriate, too, seeing as how investigating his death will be your first duty as a desert ranger.
How did Ace die, sir?
Ace had been trying to locate a faint radio signal, which has lately been giving us cause for concern. We gave him 3 repeater units and sent him to hook them up to 3 remote radio towers. This would have allowed us to get a fix on the signal. But sadly, Ace was murdered by unknown assailants right after hooking up the first tower, and his logbook and the last 2 repeater units were stolen.
Have to give him the opportunity, sir, but I'm sure we're ready.
Yeah, I know. You've hardly found your feet with us, and here I am sending you on a mission that already got 1 ranger killed. Well, I wish I had another option, but the Desert Rangers are spread a little thin right now. Ranger teams Abel and Charlie are out west trying to stop a range war out there from becoming straight-up genocide. And Team Baker is up north looking for a way through the radiation that's cut us off from Vegas. I'm afraid the next generation is going to have to lead the charge on this one.
Range war? Not sure what that means. Signals of threat, sir?
The voice on those broadcasts disturbed me greatly. It talked crazy talk about a future where man and machine would be one. Worse, it talked about us, the Desert Rangers, specifically. It said it was coming for us.
Repeater units, sir?
When you get back to the Citadel, talk to our radio expert, Wade Woodson, if you want to know more about the technical details. All I know is the repeaters will upgrade the towers and allow us to zero in on the mystery signal.
Where are the radio towers?
I'll give you the locations of the towers once you have the repeaters in hand. More important to find them first.
Think the logbook was stolen, sir?
Don't know, but it wasn't on Ace's person when he was found. Look for it. It might have some clues as to his death.
I do have to say I love that this is here. We can type stuff, but there's no point in that. But I do love how it tells you exactly what you're gonna goddamn say. There's so many games that don't do that. And it's frustrating. Because you think you're gonna say one thing and you end up saying something else. Like, you know, greet. And it's like, and they're like, oh, hi there. And it's like, what's up, Chuckle Fuck? And, you know, you rip the person's throat out. It's so frustrating. I love when games tell you explicitly what you're gonna fucking say. On some level, if I wanted to be even more anal about it, I'd love if they not only told you what you're going to say, but even how your character was going to say, just in brackets at the end, like sarcastic or whatnot, if they don't specify with the option. Like if the option's sarcastic and they tell you what they're going to say, you know. Like you see here, it's like mission and this thing. If we had an option that's sarcastic and we saw it here, fair enough. But if they didn't have it, it's me. It's just, you poor bastard and you poor bastard are two very different things. One is, yeah, give me a fucking break. Like, go fuck yourself. And the other is, oh, Jesus. Like, you went through a bad thing there. They're two very different things, but tone changes it completely, which can't be necessarily told through writing. What's the mission, sir?
The mission is this. Search the area where Ace's body was found, and do your best to recover his logbook and the repeater units. Then call in your report. If you find the repeaters, I may send you on to finish his mission.
Finish the mission.
Ace's death must be avenged, and it will be. But finding the signal he died trying to track down is just as important. Besides, I got the sneaking suspicion that when you find the one, you'll find the other.
True enough. Could always be unconnected, like rando bandits or vendetta, but someone else trying to investigate the signal and just being violent. But it's always possible someone's just trying to prevent the signal from being traced.
It's about a day's walk east from here. I'll mark it on your map.
Okay.
There you go. Yes, call in on your radio. Your radio is your lifeline to Ranger Citadel. We'll be calling you with alerts and updates on your current missions, and sending you new missions when we receive distress calls. As Rangers, it is your sworn duty to respond to those calls. That is the contract we made with the people of Arizona when we opened for business.
But honestly, that intro cutscene, most of what I've seen of Wasteland. I saw a little bit, I think, on trailer for Wasteland 1, talking about it a little, but that was a while back and it's a little hazy. They go more into that space satellite system. Like, apparently that stopped any war from happening. It was a very good system. It could handle countless missiles firing. But something happened to it. And so everything went to shit. And the bombardments came. But the line about, they answered the call, they wear a new name, a proud name, Desert Rangers. It's just so fucking hype. It's just like, yes. When can we enter the Citadel, sir?
Once you prove yourself, the Citadel will be your new home. Consider this mission the final test of your training. If you succeed, you are welcome within our walls. If you fail, then you aren't cut out to be a Desert Ranger, and we won't let you in.
Sir, please, sir, if you're sending us after Ace is killed, and you've already decided we're worthy, why not just let us in?
Kissing ass already, huh? Well, some folks in the Waste can be persuaded that way, but not everyone. I've been buttered up by the best of them, so I'm wise to those tricks. You get through our doors with deeds, not words, recruits. Good try, though.
Fair enough. Thank you, sir. We'll do our best.
Good luck out there, recruits.
Urge to woot. Here lies Ace, born a man, died a Desert Ranger. My shovel. You'll find many items in the Wasteland, some which can be used in the game world. To use these, you can either open the inventory, right-click the item, then use, or you can assign it to your hotbar for quick access. Remember that most items can only be used on certain objects or characters. Logbook is your guide to missions your squad has acquired and completed, including notes and other information. Simply select a specific mission entry in the list to see more details. And pays to keep tabs on your progress.
What else do you need?
Oh. Radio is your squad's lifeline back to headquarters. Through it, you will receive vital updates on your missions from time to time. You can also pick up calls from other Wasteland inhabitants throughout your travels, some of which you may be able to respond to. Remember that to level up, you need to use the call button on the radio to contact headquarters and earn field promotions, provided characters gain enough experience. Jesus. It's 20% dodge. Supreme Jerk Pavlish, Cadet, Suicide, Imperial Scarscalp Ralph the Hobo, Technical Major Ron Nakada, fought like a ranger until the end. Cadet Paul Takada, General Major Red Hawk. If the mouse wheel is used for anything, I can't actually avail of it. My mouse wheel's broken. Like, if we can orientate stuff with that.
Copy, Echo 1. This is Ranger Command. Go ahead. Over.
As well, just checking into it and know still kicking.
Copy, Echo 1. Appreciate the update.
Okay. Can't orientate with that. And this chair is after sinking yet again. It was fine earlier, mostly. Feels like the balance is a little off, but I'm not sure if it's the chair or the floor. Options, controls. General Surgru, Cadet Wolf, Captain Christopher Brock Noteboom, who lives his life to the Ranger Code. PFC Bernard Asaf. I'm not sure how to say that. PFC David Asaf. Cadet Zambra. Lance Corporal Ken Stone, Dr. Mike Scott, Cadet Srex.
God damn it, Ace. You never should have put down the wrench and picked up the gun.
Yeah. Rotate camera, you can press Q and E, or press and drag with the middle mouse button. Oh. Drag it left to right. Oh. To pan, you can use WS and D, or move the mouse cursor to the edge. Zoom in and out is scrolling. Or page up and down. Like, I can still scroll just fine, but my mouse wheel won't click anymore. Found a little woman in standard issue ranger garb. She seems occupied counting goods and organizing crates. Aside from the clothes, she's a picture of a loving grandmother. Could swear she smells faintly of fresh baked cookies. Hello, Cruz. Welcome to Solveig's Sundries. Happy to trade whenever you like. An honor to make your acquaintance. Always nice to see new faces around here, and a pleasure to make sure they have everything they need for the head out into the big bad world. Nice to meet you too, Solveig. What's your story? Oh, it's not so interesting. I grew up in a village near here, but I was already a grandmother twice over when the Desert Rangers moved into the Citadel. I saw how good the Rangers were doing, and it wasn't up to much when my children moved to other villages to start their own families. It was a little unconventional for a way to go through basic training, but I pulled my weight and earned my star. May not be too useful in forward operations, but a lot of experience keeping people well fed and well clothed, and I can run a drill press with the best of them. So General Vargas has helped me, so General Vargas has me help Sergeant Melson run the supply, and I help Mercaptain in the workshop now and again. What's Mercaptain like? She's the smartest person I've ever met, bar none. She can whip up laser beams and water purifications like I can whip up pies. Melson? Oh, he's a great friend and great quartermaster. We'll all be eating sand and wiping cactus flowers without him. Wiping with cactus flowers without him. Vargas. Modern day Patton. He's got a mind for strategy and knows how to make tough calls, but he's got a gentle side too. Ranger Citadel. What about it? I do love the place nowadays. Used to be full of some kooky birds back when I was younger. Both seemed to worship pre-war junk, even if they didn't know what it was. And they wouldn't share none of it. Wow, I shouldn't be too judgmental. Should they told what they were doing right? Well, so does everyone. Doesn't really mean much. What do you have to trade? Outfitters? Well, with essentials as tough to find as they are, I can't give them away for free. Believe me, I wish I could. But we keep our prices as close to cost as we can for Rangers. You can stop by for the basics whenever in the area. And once you get clearance to enter Citadel, you'll access some of the more valuable goodies. Talk with Sergeant Melson about that when you get inside. Trade. Barter skill bonus, 0%. Squad scrub. Goat hide. Leather jacket. Useful for digging. Can we even use that? Low dosage pain relievers. Low dosage for small aches and pains. They're shaped like colorful lizards. There's a picture of a smiling baby on the label. 12 points of con. Shotgun ammo. Shoddy radiation suits. Worn a little tin in places and patched more times than hobos' dungarees. They still blocks most radiation, but you're gonna want something sturdier when the rads start climbing. Protection level 2 radiation and below. Promise. TNT. Makeshift machete. Yeah, I think I'm as good equipped as I'm gonna be, but... Oh, they do still shovel. Akita figurine. The detailed figurine, mottled brown and black with a white undershirt, is of a dog that would have been the size of a small pony in life. The head is cocked to the side as if listening attentively to its master. The eyes look alive as he peers off into the distance. Etched at the base of the figurine are the words, always loving and attentive, desperately missed. The dog's name, Spanky. +1 animal whisperer. Weapon mod, scope. Make that dinky sniper rifle slightly less dinky. 3 range, 3 weaponsmithing. Works on revolvers, assault rifles, sniper rifles, and energy weapons. Can't put a scope on a shotgun. Shame. Jesus, they're 7 apiece. Take 2. What do you have? Jesus, I'm imagining like the first mission is gonna be too rough. But I feel so naked and afraid with the tiny amount of ammo I have. Those of you right out there. Love to meet you, Team Echo. Come again real soon. Water looks clean. You can top off the canteen here if you like. The canteens have been topped off.
Hey, Echo 1. Mind picking up that can over there for me? Think there's some water in there.
Fuck. Tin cans and goats usually go together. Your instincts are telling you that you may not want to steal this goat's next meal. Aberfort. This scream! Like whales at the fucking dam. There. Animal husbandry. Devil eyes. Tin can.
Did you actually think I was serious about wanting that can? I just wanted the goat to hit you in the ass.
One of the other rangers said that trainees usually don't get placed on a team unless someone dies. You guys are lucky, so far. Psst, I don't need any training, just give me some ammo and tell me where the raiders are. Did you see Captain Death at the funeral? She came by here. I want to be just like her. So, same thing. An ornery looking billy goat. Better seen than smelled. Listen up, Aberfort. Marshal kneels and locks eyes with Aberfort. You're the best, Aberfort. Don't you forget it. Aberfort appears happy. Square pupils don't miss a thing. +2 awareness. I was imagining that was the thing. He just wanted us to get hit by the ball. Something buried here. Just wanted us to get hit with it, but we spited him. To use an axe skill, you need to assign it hotbar by right-clicking an empty spot and then left-clicking the one you want to put into it. Then, yeah. It's all baseline stuff. And it's a loading bar. Glass eye. Take it. Library card and some energy cell ammo. This ranger is covered in piercings, tattoos, and scars, but seems much older than a kid. He's rubbing graffiti off the wall. Sorry, I can't talk right now. Gotta clean up this graffiti. Oloka. This is the middle of the damn road. Kind of tuna, ammo, scrap. Hopefully hitting distribute sent it to, you know, you. As the only person who uses the ammo, I think. I do kind of like this. Compact mirror. 5 shots. Distribute all. Okay, I've been holding all the junk, but the ammo seems to be split right.
Sorry about the waterworks. I'm still pretty broke up over Ace. I'm Angie. You kids must be the new recruits old Vargas trained up. Lord, y'all just babies.
Babies. Us.
Sorry, but you are. As cute as little kittens. Y'all remind me of us. Snake, Razor, Thrasher, and me. Back when we were just starting out. Thinking we were gonna save the world for the future. Thinking none of us would ever die. Christ, sorry. Don't listen to me. Youth is good. Optimism is good. If we all started out worn out and jaded like me, nobody'd ever try to change the world. So you kids go ahead and give it a go. Maybe it'll work this time.
So General Vargas used to be called Snake.
Yep. He was one wild-ass son of a bitch back in the day. But I think the weight of his responsibilities has kind of squashed that out of him now. He hasn't been in a decent bar fight in, shit, a decade maybe?
How well do you know the General?
Better than he'd like. Back in the day, the General was the craziest of us all. But somehow, after he brought down Base Cochise, he became the sanest. Now he's running the whole show, and doing a damn fine job. While I'm still walking patrols and answering radio calls. Shows you how much ambition I got, huh?
Cochise? I hate this name. It just... she literally just said it and I've forgotten how to say it. Cochise? I wish I could click on it and get her to say it again.
An old military facility from before the war. And the biggest fight the Rangers ever had. There was some crazy computer in there that kept spitting out robots and sending them off to kill people. We had one hell of a fight putting it down. Earned our stripes that day. Literally. That's when I became Captain Death.
That's probably like Wasteland 1 material there. Like, you know, nodding to it. Kind of thing. But I have no idea.
Yeah. The Base Cochise AI. Don't know what was wrong with it. Broken, I guess. It thought everybody was its enemy. Wanted to kill the whole planet.
The AI may have had restricted, you know, friendly parameters. The whole world got nuked to shit. Maybe whoever was its ally, you know, would have been marked as friendly, was dead. 1, 2, 3. Kind of butchered what I was trying to say there. But yeah. The whole world got nuked to shit. It wouldn't be too surprising for some AI to, you know, break. Have its IFF go a little haywire. That's the phrasing, right? I can never remember what it stands for, but it's always seen, you know, it's like if you tamper with a terrorist IFF, it, you know, shoots on everyone. No longer acknowledges friend from foe. Or just targets former friends. You know, depending on the circumstances. If we were to find that out, we'd probably want to play Wasteland 1. Certainly sounds like a scenario from that, you know, a final battle kind of thing. Since I now do have Wasteland 1, I could give it a look at some point. It is the Wasteland 1, not the remake the remaster that happened years later. The one from '88. To me, I would be willing to give that a try. Being entirely honest here, I would be willing to give the '88 version a try. It is archaic. Like, I'm no graphics snob. Like, I'll play a range of things, you know? But I remember seeing it before and feeling like that it was maybe it just wasn't my cup of tea, you know? But I'm looking at it again and it's like, you know what? Fuck it, I could give this a try. Could give it a try if I was in the, you know, the right headspace for it, the right mood. I could give that a try. So, yeah, I'll be up for it at some point. Just, you know, don't hold your breath. Unless you can hold it for years, months, years. Don't hold your breath. Even if you can, I would advise against it.
You better call him Gilbert now. Funny, back in the day, he just seemed like this big old growly bear. Strong as an ox and just about as articulate. But then he got all torn up during our fight with the robots from Base Cochise, and he couldn't go out on patrol no more. Any other commander would have handed him his walking papers. But Vargas doesn't dump old friends. So he started him working in the museum. And once you know it, turns out the old bear has a knack for cartography. He's been gradually mapping our little corner of the wasteland ever since. Who'd have thunk it?
Still waters run deep.
He's another one gone. Went out for a patrol a few weeks back and never came home. Don't know if he's dead, or AWOL, or gone off to join the Scorpions. All anybody knows is he hasn't called in, and we haven't heard from anybody who's seen him. I miss old Hellraiser like blazes. Didn't talk much. Didn't make friends easy. Wasn't big on social graces. But he was as loyal as they come. And when the shit started flying, he was the guy you wanted at your back. He didn't win that name by accident. Sharp as a razor. Scary as hell.
Could be someone to keep an eye on. An eye out for.
You weren't briefed on those fucks during your training? Well, let me fill you in. You know when we left the prison and moved here to the Citadel? Well, the Scorpions were the jerks who moved into the prison when we moved out.
Huh.
Just a bunch of rangers back then, but they've been getting more
Raiders.
organized. Call themselves a militia now, and they try to act like they're the Desert Rangers of eastern Arizona. Well, that's a load of horse shit. The protection racket ain't the same as protecting people. They shake down all their towns for money, and if the locals don't kick in, they smash them up. The Rangers aren't like that. We get by on donations and good old-fashioned scavenging.
I imagine they based themselves. I had been thinking they based themselves out of the prison, you know. But well, I guess they did move into this place they're calling the Citadel, so I guess they left the prison behind. Maybe they probably didn't have enough people to stock boat. So
Basically everything between the prison and the radiation clouds to the east. There are a few small towns and farms out there, which the Scorpions claim is their territory. Rangers used to patrol that area before we moved here, and we knew it pretty well. But a lot can change in 15 years. Who knows? Maybe it's all as clean and nice and crime-free as the Scorpions say it is. But I've got my doubts. The edges of the map, kiddies. Big hot areas we can't get into without getting cooked to a crisp. The clouds move around some with the wind and the weather, but there are permanent hot spots on every side of us. North, south, east, and west. Until we started hearing those weird broadcasts, I kinda thought those clouds went on forever, and that Arizona was the last place on Earth. But maybe there's more people out there. Maybe the whole rest of the world's just fine, and we're the only ones in hell. Wouldn't that be a joke? Ace played me some of them before he died. Hard to make out a lot of it, but what I heard made my hair stand on end. Some guy talking about turning men into machines. Or machines into men, or some shit. But the crazy thing was, then he starts talking about us, the Rangers. Saying we're the cause of all the trouble in the world, and we need to be wiped out so his glorious future can be born. I mean, who is this guy? Where is he? What the fuck does he have against us?
You saw your Ace's funeral, you know, wow.
They all hurt, but this one... Man, Ace wasn't even a ranger. Not at first. He worked as a driver and mechanic for Fair and Brygo up in Vegas. When Base Cochise started sending its death machines into the desert, Brygo sent Ace south to recruit robot fighters. We met him in Quartz. He'd pissed somebody off out there and they'd locked him up. We sorted that out, and he started running with us, helping us fight Cochise. Never stopped. Vargas eventually gave him the uniform and the hat, but I don't think he ever formally signed on. He was just always there. And now he's...
Isn't, I can't remember, wasn't there a name at the start before, like, In Exile, or whatever it's called, Entertainment, you know, the company's name? Wasn't it Brian Fargo or something? I've already blanked, apologies. Feels like a pun here, it's just a joke, you know? Not a pun, but, words.
God damn it, Ace. I knew this one was trouble, I knew it.
You thought his mission was trouble?
He was working on the same thing Vargas has you working on. Trying to track down radio signals from beyond the edges of the map. All seemed a bit boring and scientific to me. But then Ace started saying he thought someone was following him. I asked him to let me come with him when I met him at Rail Nomads to give him the repeater units. But he told me to go back to base. He said he was just jumping at shadows because those radio broadcasts had spooked him. Should have gone with him. Why didn't I go with him?
Know any more about these repeater units?
I don't really know the details. It's all a bunch of mumbo-jumbo about transmitters and north-south axis and signals bouncing off the clouds. Ask Woodson about it. He's our radio genius.
Woodson?
Radio technician Wade Woodson? Sure do. He's the guy that makes sure you can hear Vargas when you're out on patrol. Keeps the machines running and the signal clear. He'll also talk your ear off about circuits and frequencies and I don't know what else if you let him. But be nice to him. He's your lifeline to the base.
Rail Nomad Camp?
Could be a nice little place if the Atchisons and Topekans would kiss and make up. I can't even remember what it's all about. But between them, they got enough old railroad tech that if they worked together, they could give this area a real transportation system. Instead, seems like all they want to do is blow each other's heads off. Idiots.
Two families, both alike in dignity.
Man, not sure I can recall. Haven't been out that way in ages. Don't even know if it's still on the map. Ask Thrasher. He'd know.
Say, listen. Vargas asked you to look into Ace's death because he thought I was too upset to be professional about it. He didn't want me going off half-cocked and shooting up all of Arizona looking for his killer. But I gotta find this guy. Ace and me, well, we've been fighting side by side for nigh on 20 years. I'm not letting him die unavenged. So, well, I know it's going against orders, but if you let me tag along and be in at the kill, well, I'll help you find your feet out there. Maybe give you a few pointers along the way. I may be old and slow, but I know the wastes like the back of my hand. What do you say?
Sure.
Cool. No need to tell Vargas why I joined you. If anybody asks, I'm just helping you get oriented, all right?
During travels, you may come across people willing to join your squad. These companions, CNPCs, can be controlled and customized just like your own ranger recruits start the game with, but they have their own personalities and characteristics of their own. Scrap. Scrap is currency you'll use in the Wasteland. You use scrap to pay for items pay for items merchants are selling. They also pay you back in scrap for any items sold to them. Unlike inventory items, the maximum amount scrapper carry is on way on. Scrap is frequently labeled as $. So yeah, I'm pretty chill now that we got her with us. Good to see recruits, but I can't open the door for you yet. Oh, just send on this way.
Don't worry, babe. I'll send the ones who did this to hell. So you can kick their asses for eternity. So you can kick their asses for eternity.
Dead's Ranger in scarred but spotless combat gear. He stands at attention before the doors of Ranger Citadel. He gives you a friendly salute. I'm Ranger Citadel, but Jordan will not let you in before you finish the first engagement. Angela. Escalator recruits. All squad members go to the new location. Yes.
Ranger Team Echo, this is Ranger Command. Come in.
Gabby.
Roger, Echo 1. Just making sure your radio is working. I'll be your dispatcher from here on out. I also wanted to give you a little heads up on your water situation. If you've all got full canteens, you should have enough water to reach the place where Ace died with plenty to spare. But if you're going to go exploring, you'll want to fill up again at any oasis you can find. Remember, your main priority is to recover the repeater units Ace was carrying. Once you've got the devices, you'll be headed to Ag Center and High Pool to install them. But we'll talk about that after you acquire the repeaters. We must, of course, bring Ace's killers to justice. But right now, that's secondary to discovering the location of that signal.
Does that mean you aren't always a dispatcher?
Until now, Woodson's been our dispatcher. But Ace's death made me realize I've spent too many years in my office, walled off from the world, how it's changing. I need to know what's going on out there, and I figure the best way to do that is to start listening to the people's problems. So, I've decided that from now on, I'll be the one fielding calls and talking in your ear when you head out into the wastes. Don't let that make you self-conscious or nothing.
Alright. Do it. I'm still not entirely sure what this is about.
vital that all teams stay in radio contact with me here at the base. We get distress calls from all over our jurisdiction and sometimes beyond. Towns or farms or mines being attacked by raiders, mutant beasts, what have you. We field those calls here and then dispatch whichever team is closest to the problem. 10-4 Echo 1, carry on. Ranger Command out. Copy, Echo 1. This is Ranger Command. Go ahead. Over. Copy, Echo 1. Appreciate the update.
No idea. I'm sure I'll find out soon enough. When you leave a location, enter Wasteland, the game will zoom out and show the map, world map. It is represented by the Desert Ranger badge. Right click to travel. You can access the world map and select an area or discover travel to it automatically. A number of things you can count on the world map. In addition to water and radiation, stumble upon both friendly and enemy random encounters, which take you to small special locations to interact or do battle. It even finds hidden loot caches from before Apocalypse, mysterious locations that few have ever seen. Outdoorsman. The Outdoorsman skill will determine your squad's search radius in the world map while traveling, as well as its ability to avoid hostile random encounters. Good Outdoorsman will be able to avoid dangerous enemies and discover new and hidden locations more easily. Let's hope it's not like Fallout 1. Remember, like, you go straight from the vault to your destination, like, first point. You'll, maybe that's your water. What's this? Maybe it's vehicle? I don't know. But, you'll end up in fights, and it did not go well. You're meant to actually go south and explore to a village. So, yeah. I tried a bit of Fallout 1 years ago, and then more recently for the channel, but it didn't go well. Oh no, this is water.
SOS! SOS! Is anybody out there? This is High Pool. We are under attack. I repeat, we are under attack. Raiders with mortars and explosives are blasting our walls. If anybody can hear this, come at once. Don't know how long we can hold it. Copy, Echo 1. This is Ring. Copy, Echo 1. Appreciate the update.
I wish we could ask, like, where the hell is Hypo?
Ranger Citadel, this is Ag Center. Come in. We're under attack. The plants, they're mutating out of control. They're tearing my people apart.
I remember seeing a bit of this in TV's video.
Ag Center, this is Citadel Base. Can you repeat? Did you say the plants were attacking?
Yes, goddammit, the plants. Something's gone wrong with the... the door! They're breaking down the door! Fall back! Fall back!
Ranger Team Echo, this is Ranger Command. Come in. Did you copy those distress calls from High Pool and Ag Center? Over.
Affirmative.
Roger that. Listen, Echo 1, I have no one else in the area and no further intel at this time. I'm afraid it's going to have to be your decision which call to respond to first. Whichever one you choose, get there ASAP. Both situations are emergencies, and both sounded like they were deteriorating rapidly. While the repeaters are still alpha-level priority, civilian emergencies have to come first, before heading back out to get the repeaters. Sending you the coordinates for both locations now. Copy?
Both places you're sent us to are suddenly having emergencies.
Uh-huh. Suspicious, isn't it, Echo 1? Like someone's monitoring our transmissions and trying to stop our little radio experiment before it starts. Keep an eye out for suspect characters. Copy?
Copy.
10-4 Echo 1. Godspeed. Ranger Command out.
Attack. The raiders are approaching. Oh, Abernathy is only a single hit point. Does 25 to 30 damage though. Aberfort. Leave the goat alone. Under leadership, you can grant a combat bonus by being a nearby ranger. 2%. Minus 5% chance to go rogue. 3% chance to hit the head. Extra damage may turn enemies psychotic, making them unable to tell friend from foe. Gives enemy protection, making them more susceptible to damage. Hinders mobility, might knock them over. Reduces ability to stay on target or destroy sort of weapons. Go. Fine. Okay. Whoops. Precision strikes out the target's individual body parts on enemies to inflict debilitating effects that cost the war chance to hit. The exact effects vary depending on the body part you target, and there's a random chance of inflicting more severe effects. Use precision strike, click on the okay. Action Q. Shows the turn order for combat. Turn order and frequency is determined by combat initiative stat of each individual character in combat, including friendly characters and enemies. The higher the combat initiative, the earlier and more often the character can take their turn. More often. Cover. In combat, cover plays a vital role. Taking cover will reduce an attacker's chance to hit their target, most provide a chance to hit benefit to the characters in cover. However, cover is only good when it's in front, when it's in line of sight to the attacker. Attacking from a flanking position is often a good tactic to wipe out current enemies. Certain cover can also be struggle weapons, fire, or explosives, so it won't always last forever. Action points, yeah. Not all characters have the same amount. Differing amount. And certain actions can take a different number of AP for different characters. A character with high speed can move more distance per AP than one with low speed. Different weapons cost different amounts. Once it's all turn will end, the next character will begin. Alternatively, you can end it early, which will allow you to carry over up to 2 bonus AP to that character's next turn. Combat. Obviously, it's not always peaceful. Combat's turn-based, and each character involved involve taking a turn in order, depending on initiative. Number 10. Armor protects friendlies and enemies alike, but certain weapons are more effective against armor than others. Different types of weapons have different armor penetration values. The higher the armor penetration weapon has, the more damage it will do to targets with lots of armor. Energy weapons do not use armor penetration, instead they check whether the armor is conductive or not. Energy weapons do bonus damage to conductive targets, but less to non-conductive. Conductive targets are marked with a blue ship icon. Oh, shit. Seriously. Ooh, you can hit there. Man, you better go back to basic training. Bear howls with rage as a shot on Raider Cutter goes wild. Wide. Oof. Cherry bomb's down. Moth was on my arm. Jesus. He crashed. Just run yourself, please. You successfully took the tablets. Well done. That should block line of sight. Angela just went rogue. Plus 1 AP. Seriously. Now she can't even crouch. Need to be careful with that. So we got 15 from each. One of the ways rangers must survive in the Wasteland is by scavenging what they can. Interacting with containers and corpses opens a loot interface that allows you to give individual items to individual squad members, as well as take all or distribute all options, which will give all items to the selected squad member or distribute the loot around squad based on character skills. Containers holding loot can potentially be locked or trapped, and you want to use your various skills such as perception, demolitions, lockpicking, and safe cracking to identify and disarm threats and lock those pesky locks. But remember that some people may not think kindly to grabbing their stuff. 3% chance to jam. This is kind of a comfy game, honestly. Library card. Like, this feels kind of game I would play, you know, like I'm sick, you know, I've got a head cold, I'm not, like, say when I was a kid, I hadn't gone to school that day, I was sick, I'm lying in bed, I have my laptop, this would be the kind of game, you know? Last game that kind of felt like that, I remember watching Mum play a bit of Siberia. Those games, she loved those. Those kind of felt cozy, like that. Surprising, there's newspapers. They just looked, you know, shockingly clean. Or, you know, like, new, fresh, what have you.